Join me on today's strength workout, 30 seconds of work followed by 15 seconds of rest. We do everything twice, and as usual, it's a full body workout. Make sure you've got a good range of weights, 5 to 20 pounds. Have some water, do a little warm up, and I will see you on the mat. All right, our first move today is an alternating side lunge with a bicep curl. So you need to have weights that you can do a bicep curl with. So I'm gonna suggest anywhere from 5 to say 15 pounds. Great. So we're gonna stand in the center of your mat with the weights beside you, and from here we're gonna take a big step off to our left, bending that outer knee, keeping your chest up, step together, and bring the weights to your shoulders, squeezing your biceps, alternating, and really feeling that nice stretch in your inner thigh on that straight leg.
I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here, nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid.
Done. Goes fast. Okay, next up is a squat to shoulder press. So ideally you've got weights that you can press over your shoulders, anywhere from 5 to say 12 pounds. We're gonna stay on the center of our mat, weights on our shoulders, feet shoulders apart, lower our hips back in that squat, hips forward, press overhead at the top. So driving up through your heels and squeezing your glutes at the top. Done. Rest. Okay. Next up is a plie to high row. So you want to have weights that you can pull up high and wide at the top. Again, I'm going to say anywhere from 5 to say 12 pounds. We're going to go into that wide plie position, weights in front, lower in that plie, slide your weights up and back at the top. So feet are turned out at 11 and 1. Done. Okay, we have a cardio move in here. So now we're gonna go into a knee repeater for 15 seconds on each side. Take one leg forward, non-impact, one leg back. So from here, you're gonna pump your knee to your chest, like so. If you want a little pop, you can hop at the top. So you'll feel that in your glutes, and it gets your heart rate up. And we're gonna change legs.
I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love.
Done. Okay, shake that out. We do that again. So back to that side lunge with bicep curl, big step off to the side, bending that outer knee. Squeeze your glutes, weights to shoulders, squeezing those biceps.
I got time whenever now. You look great, however, this can't wait for the better. Let us talk forever now. 'Cause baby, you and I, we lay awake at night, trying to find a light to keep this fire alive.
Done. Awesome. Okay, next up is that squat to press. So feet shoulders apart here. Toes can be straight or slightly turned out. Weights on your shoulders. Lower into that squat, hips forward, press at the top. Pace yourself because this gets your heart rate up. Done. Great. Okay, next up, is that plie to high row. So, feet are shoulders hip apart, weights in front of you. We're gonna lower to that plie, hips back, then hips forward. Slide the weights up, pulling up and back at the top.
For the better, 'cause now I got a clever mind. 'Cause baby, you and I, we lay awake at night, trying to find a light to keep this fire alive. Oh baby, you and I, we can't deny this fight. Oh, this fight. I'm drowning in your arms.
Done. Awesome. Okay, next up is that cardio. Back into the knee repeater. Just in time to work those legs to get that heart rate up. All right, 15 seconds on each side. Remember, you can hop if you want. Otherwise, you could stay non-impact and keep your foot on the ground. Switch. Done. Okay, shake that out. Next round, quick water if you need to. We're going into a curtsy. All right, so with the curtsy, you can go body weight, one weight or two weights. You're gonna lower your back knee to the ground, step up and alternate. So pushing off that back foot, working good old hips and glutes. Nice and tall in the body. Done. Great. Okay. Go for something lighter, 5 to maybe 10 pounds. Alternating lateral to frontal raises. So, stand with your feet wide, hips are forward, palms are down. We're gonna lift out in a V shape. Bring those weights right forward, shoulders down and back to frontal. And we'll alternate working front and middle of shoulders. Done. Okay, and stay with something lighter for the next exercise, straight arm tricep kickbacks. So again, 5 to say 10 pounds. We're gonna hinge from the hips, brace your core, shoulders down, arms are straight. Take the weight straight back, right back underneath the shoulder. So, you wanna keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Slight pause at the top, feeling the back of those arms. All right, done. Great job, great job. Next up, a little cardio, good old jumping jacks. So non-impact is a tap and clap, side to side, or we can go into the full jumping jack. You pick what works best for you. All right, let's go. So, done. Woo. Quick water if you need to. You can always pause if you need to, but we're going right back to that curtsy. So, awesome. So remember, body weight, one weight or two weights. Stand in the middle of your mat, shoulders back. Take that big step behind you, dropping that knee nice and low to the ground, and alternating, pushing off that back leg. Awesome. Put those heavier weights down if that's what you were using. And let's go with something lighter. All right, that lateral to frontal raise. Remember, hips forward. All right, lifting out that slight V shape, palms down. Weights come to center, and you're lifting to shoulder height. So always think about rolling the shoulders down and back. All right, done. Excellent. All right, hang on to those lighter weights or do a quick switch if you need to for that straight arm tricep kickback. So again, we're hinging, bracing our core, shoulders down, not using any momentum here. So no swinging, just keeping those arms fairly straight. Slight pause at the top. And whew, done. Great. Okay. That means it's our cardio move. So again, jumping jacks. I like to throw a little cardio in just to get that heart rate up. All right. So remember, you've got your choice, non-impact or the full jack. 30 seconds. Done. Woo. Okay, we are coming down to the floor. So pause me if you need to, but we're coming down to do a chest press bridge, probably with 10 to say 20 pounds. So quick transition here. Bridge position. Lift your hips. Connect the weights over your chest. Slight pause at the bottom. Elbows are below your shoulders. And keep tension on those glutes. And done. Great. Okay, next up is a lat pull over to toe touch leg drops. So I'm going to suggest anywhere from an 8 to a 12 pound weight. You're going to interlace your hands. Legs are up. We're going to start with that toe touch. You're going to lift as if you're going to touch your toes. Take the arms straight back. Drop one leg away from you and reach up. So you can bend your knee here as an easier option. And done. Great. Okay. Next up is our X crunch. So I love this one. It's one of my favorite ab exercises. We're gonna lay on our back, make ourselves a big X. Spread your legs, spread your arms overhead. Option one is to lift up through your shoulder blades and lower, or lift your body up, keeping that leg straight, flexing the foot. Done. Woo, okay, we're gonna stay here. Hip hikes are next, so a great move to target the low abs. We're gonna lay on our back. You can place your hands underneath your bum for extra support or hands beside you. Legs up, brace your core. We'll lift our hips up off the mat and lower. So take your time, take breaks if you need to. done. Okay, one more time and we're done. So back to the chest press. All right, so grab those medium to heavier weights. Remember, we're going into that bridge position to work our glutes. All right, hips up. Connect the weights over your chest, working chest and triceps here. Elbows are below the shoulders. Keeping the weights over your chest. And done. Okay, so switch out the weight if you need to for that toe touch leg drop. All right, so again, interlace your hands. You can go with the narrow grip or wide grip with the weight. All right, legs up. We're gonna go into that toe touch. Arms are fairly straight here to work your lats. Just a little bend in your elbows. Done. Woof, way to go. Okay, 2 moves and we're done. Okay, we'll go back into that X crunch. So, all right, remember, you've got the option of just lifting up through the shoulder blades or getting your body up off the mat here. So, ready, set, and good, go. You pick. So remember, you can lift or lift your entire body up, slowly roll back. Done. Oof, that means one more move. Hip hikes, and we're done. So, excellent. Little ab section here. All right, remember you can place your hands underneath your pelvis for support. Good, or beside you. And, all right, brace your core. Lift those hips. And keep that core braced. Done. Woof, way to go. Hug your knees into your chest. Just do a little rock side to side. Woof. Time for you to stretch. So yes, make sure you take 5 to 10 minutes just to stretch out all the muscles you've just worked in the workout today. Make sure you have some water and some protein. Hit like and subscribe, and I will see you at the next workout. Thanks for being here today.